Hello, everyone, and welcome to day two of our SQL development course. And today we are going to learn about data types and basic create command. So, before moving ahead, I just wanted to revise what we have learned yesterday. So, we have seen what is data, what is database, what is information, and what kind of databases are there, what is RDBMS. So everything we have seen in our first day. So today we are going to learn about the data type. So without any further delay, let's move to the next slide. So what is data type? As its name suggests that it is about the types of data which you are going to store in your table, right, or in your column. So that definition also says the same thing that in SQL Server, data type define the kind of data a column or variable can hold. So there are multiple data types in SQL Server. So we are going to see few of the basic data types which we are going to use on regular basis or which we use regularly, frequently in our SQL database administration or development. So first data type is numeric data type. So under this numeric data type, we can insert the numeric values. So the first data type is int, which is widely used in database development or SQL development. So this integer is 4 byte integer. Its length is 4 byte, and you can see the number like this much data and this much range it can store. But every time we don't want to store that much of data, so for that we have other data type called small int, which is 2 byte integer. It takes less space and it can store value ranging from minus 32,768 to 32,767, including zero. And if you don't want to store that much of data, or for example, if you have very less table which you will use only where you will only use a number from 0 to 255, then you can use tiny int. So it will take only 1 byte. How this calculation of 255 or this number is coming? So for example, this is a tiny int and here it is a 1 byte integer, right? So 1 byte means 8 bits. So if you calculate 2 to the power 8, it will come around 256. So that is why we can say like this can store value including zero. So if you will include zero, so the value will range from 0 to 255. This is how it is being calculated. And if you have a value, if you want to store value which is higher than this range, like 4 byte integer, then you can use the big int. So it will be 8 byte integer. So 8 multiply 8, 64. So 2 to the power 64. That is the large number which this data type can store. And other we have float data type. So in the float data type we can store the decimal value. So this is all about the numeric data type. Now we'll move to the next data type. So next we have character string data type. What is a string? A string is basically a collection of text or the characters. So in character data type we have char. Some people call it as char. Both are correct. It is I call it as a char. So here we have char, and this n specify n signifies the number. We can have char 10, char 5, whatever you want. So this char is a fixed length string. For example, here, as I said, char, and in bracket we can write 10. It always uses 10 bytes. In case of varchar, we can have variable length string up to n character. I'll explain you about the difference between char, varchar, or n varchar. Everything I'll explain in further slides. So just it is just for information that we varchar have the variable length string. Similarly, we have nchar and nvarchar. So nchar is fixed length Unicode string and nvarchar is variable length Unicode string. Don't worry about it. As I said, like I will explain you the difference between both of them in further slides. Then we have date and time data type. So if you want to insert the date in your table or in your column, then you can have this data type as date. So it will take the date only, and in the format will be YYYY And if you want to enter time into your column, you can use this time data type. Similarly, you can have date time. if you want to have date plus time both. So this is these are the data types belongs to the date and time. Okay, then as I said, we have char and varchar. So how we can use both of them? We will just understand with an example. I will do this calculation in SQL Server Management Studio as well in some time if time permits, or maybe tomorrow. So here, if you see the code, don't stress too much because we will be learning how we can write the code. But just for example, if this anywhere if you see this at the rate, it means you are declaring I mean this is the variable. So here we are declaring the variable first. So declare at the rate code is the variable name, and we are declaring that this will be char 10. It means it will take 10 character. Now we are setting this code, I mean setting this variable, and we are assigning the value as ABC. Okay, and now if I run this query, select len means length, at the root code, so it will give you the length of the variable whatever we have assigned. And if you run this date length, it will data length, it will give you the length of the data. So now in this case, in the case of char, if we run this command length, so length will be will come as 3 because we have only 3 characters, 1 2 3 actual characters. So the length will be 3, but the data length will be 10 because we have assigned the variable, assigned the data type as char. So whatever value you will assign in that char, it will take that much space as the data length. So data length will come as 10. So here it will see this value ABC or this variable as ABC, and then so many spaces, trailing spaces. So this is how the char works. But in case of varchar, if you are assigning this data type, if you are using this data type varchar, and if you are giving 10, it will, and if you are setting this variable to some text like ABC, and if you run the same command, here the length will be 3 because it is only 3 character, and data length will be 3 because it will not include any spaces like char. So this is the main difference between char and varchar. So there are use cases where you can use char or where you should use varchar. So for example, we have country codes where we know that country code will have only two digit, two text, this two letter only. For example, IN India, US, USA, UK, etc. So in that case, we know that this is the fixed length, then we will use this char, and we will use char 2. Again, if we have phone number, we know that it is only 10 digit phone number, so it is fixed length, we will use we will use char 10. But there are names, addresses, emails, right? Those are the variable character. So we don't know like how much uh, you know uh, the name and the name of someone will be maybe 5 character long or maybe 10 character long. Similarly, address and emails, they are variable in length, so we can assign like varchar 50 even we can assign, but it will only take the space, it will take only that space as per the name and address or emails. Similarly, if you have product description, so every product can have different descriptions, so it is variable length, so we can use this varchar. So this is the basic difference between char and varchar. Now coming to the varchar and varchar. Oh, my apologies. Here I should write varchar. Okay, so for example, here we are using this declare name varchar, and we are giving is 10, and we are setting this variable as my name like Mohan, and we are using select at the rate name, so output will come as Mohan, right? Because this is what we have written here. But in case of varchar, in case of varchar, if you write this in Hindi or in any other language, so output will be the same or on which whatever language you are using. So if you want to use different languages, you can use varchar. But if you use this varchar, if you use this varchar and giving the value as input in some different language. For example, here we are declaring the variable as varchar, right? We are not giving as varchar. We are only using varchar, but we are giving the value in Hindi, whatever the input we are giving in Hindi. So if you select this, it will not give any output. It will be vague output, right? So this varchar we use when we have to give some we have to use some Unicode value. So here what will be the use cases? So if you want to use English or any Western text, you can use varchar. But if you have multi-language like Hindi, Chinese, etc., you can use nvarchar. And this web mobile apps with Unicode, you can use nvarchar. And if you want to storage optimization English only, you can use varchar. So this is the difference between varchar and char. Sometimes these questions may be asked in the interview, like what is the difference between varchar or nvarchar, or maybe what is the difference between char and varchar. So be prepared for that. Okay. Now we have the syntax of creating a database. As we said, like we can create a database in SQL Server. So the syntax of creating a database will be create database, then database name, then we can use this colon, right? There are a particular syntax which we can use. For example, create space database space name. So here the name of the database is test and this symbol. And if we want to use underscore, that is also valid. So we can use test underscore one. Or if you want to have space in between the name of the database, then you can use this bracket. And if you don't want to use bracket, you need to use this double quotes. So these are some of the examples of correct correct syntax of create database. If you will create database like this, like create database abs space sdf, so this will give error because it has a space in between. So what you can do, you either you can use underscore, or maybe you can give this kind of bracket here. In the second example, create database sddf underscore gg space sss. Again, we have space in the name. So what you can do, you can again use this bracket, or maybe you can use another underscore. Here, create database 123 cells. It will not work. Why? Because the database name should not start with 123 or any number. So this is about the create database. Then we have create table. So the syntax of create table will be in the first example, we see create table, table name, column one data type constraint, column two data type constraint. So if you want to create a table called employees, so the correct syntax will be create table employees, then employee ID will be the column name, int will be the data type, primary key is the constraint. We will learn about all those things later on. Here, employee name is the column name. Again, varchar 100. We can give it as a variable character because again, we said like employee name can be different. And this joining date, we are using date variable. And this example is the same, but it is again having constraints, everything here. So we'll discuss all of them in detail later on. So what can be the incorrect syntax if you are using this syntax? For example, create table products. Here you see product ID is a column name, product name is a column name, but you haven't specified any kind of data type here. So this will fail. This will give you error. And in this create table order, here you will so this order, you if you have heard about order by, right? Order by is a clause in SQL development. So order is a system keyword. So we cannot use system keyword in tables. So that's why it will fail. And here create table emp space details. This is also fail because there is a space between emp and details. So again, here we can use underscore, or maybe you can give this in bracket. Here create table customers, you see here no parenthesis there, so that's why it will fail. And here you can see create table test table, yeah, test table id varchar. So id varchar 20. So why it will fail? Because you are giving the duplicate column name. Here id is the column name, and again id is the column name, right? So this is why it will fail. Okay. So okay.